We're out to the left coast, folks. Western Conference Final in the CEBL. The Langley Event Center is the place to be this afternoon as the Winnipeg CEBL, they pay a visit to the top team during the regular season in the West, the Vancouver Bandits. Here's the starting lineups for the Winnipeg CEBL. It's Moon, McGowans, Osborne, Burns, and Hildebrandt. And for Vancouver, Givens, Brown, Samuel, Pandy, and Mitch Creek, who was the MVP of this league last season. And there is Kyle Julius, back from China, left the team, came back to visit, I guess, and supervise things. And then from what Kyle Julius says, that he was encouraged by ownership and some other people to take over the team, and now he's back at the helm. And there's Mike Rainbow, first-year head coach with this CEBL team, was part of the coaching staff for the last couple of years. And you see right next to him in the glass is Alex Campbell, who's been so helpful for Mike Rainbow. Mike Rainbow couldn't speak enough about Alex Campbell, who's also the assistant general manager, helping him secure players. So Winnipeg, no Acott, he went to Mexico. No Tillman, he signed a contract in Turkey. And obviously no Teddy Allen, and we're underway. You'll see a lot of 17 in this game. Xavier Moon. Here's Moon now. Puts up the jumper, can't get it to go, and Xavier Moon is going to go to the line.
Yeah, they're going to have to guard against his speed, right? And as soon as he comes off of that ball screen, Tyrese Samuels, he's high up on the floor, and Xavier Moon, just a smart scorer, a savvy scorer, getting up into his jump shot right away. But you got to play him for those jump shots, but also play him getting downhill with that electric fifth and sixth gear that he has.
You see Mike Rainbow. I was talking to Rance for Brempong. He said the thing that you have to do with players like Xavier Moon, make them work on both sides of the ball. Make them expend energy. We'll see if Vancouver can do that here this afternoon. Two-time MVP. The MVP award is an X in tribute to him. I mean, that's the highest compliment a player could get. 2-0 lead here for Winnipeg. Brown. Givens over here for Lloyd Pandy, lines it up, hits back iron, brought down, and now pushed into the front court. Turnover there, back the other way. This is Brown. Little sidestep, looking for three, can't get it. And DJ Burns gets the rebound here for Winnipeg. These two teams fought it out hard towards the end, try to get the top seed in the West. Osborne in the corner, good ball movement here. From downtown, the miss. Loose ball, and Brown looked like he had it secured. Time now for the CDIC keys to the game. We start, Javon, with Vancouver.
Yeah, you know, Winnipeg struggled with Vancouver's physicality all year, so they've got to play physical, own the paint. You got size down there, right? Throw everybody around, right? Just, and also no Teddy, you know, no Tillman, no easy looks for Moon, right? No Acott, can't have anything easy for Moon.
Brown with all kinds of time from the corner, and he hits a three. Brown is going to play this season in Liga ACB in Spain with Rio Buragán. Xavier Moon coming up with a bucket, and right to the bucket for Vancouver was Lloyd Pandy.
You see the pace that they're playing with, right? As soon as that basketball's inbounded at 21 seconds on the clock, right? Pandy is at the rim for the layup.
Simon Hildebrandt up against Pandy. Hildebrandt trying to spin, and he gets fouled by Lloyd Pandy. And Lloyd Pandy, they called him the Clamp. He is one of the best defensive players in this league, number 14. Plays his club basketball in the German Bundesliga for Rasta Vista. Okay, time now for the CDIC keys to the game for the CEBL.
Yeah, if you're, you know, CEBL, you're shorthanded, you're missing some key players, got to play with urgency and desperation. Play fast, neutralize Vancouver's size and physicality, and you got to get the best version of Xavier Moon today without those guys that I mentioned earlier.
And I mean, Watson Gale, he came up with a big game in that semifinal, and right to the bucket is Lloyd Pandy. Noted for his defense, but he can get it done on O. Osborne in the corner. Moon gets a screen there from Burns. That's in and out. Here's Shamar Givens, might be the fastest player in this league, trying to turn the corner. Little kiss off the glass. Can't get the bucket, but he's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. And there you see DJ Burns. DJ Burns got a lot of energy. He is naturally caffeinated, number 55, for this Winnipeg team, and he's going to do a lot of talking. To the line now is Givens. Puts that one away. Smart Givens. There you see his numbers. He's averaged 11.2 points per game. Jalen House was the original starting point guard. They released him. Jarkel Joyner took over, and he was getting a lot of duty, and then he got injured, and now Shamar Givens. He's in there at the controls most times. Now Jarkel Joyner is going to come off the bench in this game for Vancouver. Down the lane, attacking. And that's going to be a foul against the Bandits. I believe that foul was going against Samuel as DJ Burns tried to get to the bucket. And there you see Trey McGowan's. They're going to rely on him a lot. They need some secondary scoring. And Steven Zimmerman is going to come in. He was a late addition towards the end of the season for Vancouver.
He's a big body.
Yes.
He's a big body for them. But if you're Winnipeg, you also your eyes gotta light up when you see him, because in a ball screen, he's not going to be able to defend or stick with any of these, lightning quick guards. So you got to be in attack mode as soon as he checks in.
Now Zimmerman, word was that he dislocated his shoulder in the last outing. I was talking to somebody that said he put it back in. So that's pretty gutsy. So we'll see if how long he can go in this one. But he's a big man with a lot of touch too.
And you think about it, for Vancouver, they have a ton of size, right? You have Mitch Creek on the floor, Samuel's checked out, and you have Big Zimmerman that checks in, and you think you actually just got bigger.
There's Pandy, muscles his way right to the rack and puts it away.
That's the physicality that we're talking about, right? Even from Pandy on the perimeter, right? He gets into the paint, but you can see as he's getting there, he's bumping, wearing down Winnipeg.
Pandy with 4 points already in this game. That ball got deflected as, I don't know if McGowan's is trying to make a pass or not there. Here's Pandy, he's wide open, and Lloyd Pandy rattles down a three. You get offense like that from your top defensive player, I mean, that's a bonus. Burns taking on Zimmerman. Burns, baseline jumper for the guy out of Youngstown State.
And that's where the last two possessions went. As soon as Zimmerman checked into the game, right, Winnipeg is going right there. Every action, every look is right at his man.
Creek, little pocket pass, and Zimmerman with the layup.
How about Mitch Creek waiting for that play to develop, waiting for Zimmerman to get to a spot and leading him with that pass for Zimmerman to get that finish around the rim.
6-point lead here now for Vancouver. Osborne, little finger roll, not enough on it. And now back the other way in transition comes Vancouver. Givens attacking. That one off the window and in. And Vancouver, they're feeling it in the early going here with an 8-point lead. Burns can't drive baseline, cut off there by Zimmerman. 9 on the shot clock for Xavier Moon. Moon lines it up and hits it. Bang. Man, when you're in tough times, you want 17 on the court, don't you? Can create offense like nobody's business. Here's Brown, lost the handle on it. And now Burns into the corner. And again, Xavier Moon.
That's what makes him such a threat, right? He's good on the ball, really good on the ball, but when you get him off of the basketball as well, he's an exceptional scorer, like you see there. Catch and shoot in the corner.
He is automatic offense. Xavier Moon from the corner.
Nothing.
Welcome back to Langley Event Center, Conference Finals. I'm Chris Wiggins. Well, you want some bulletin board material? Winnipeg's Xavier Moon literally has a journal filled with it. The three-time MVP told me he keeps track of quotes and social media posts that give him something to prove, and he's adding a new one to the list here today. After the semifinal victory for the Vancouver Bandits here at LEC, Vancouver's Tyree Samuel told me Superman is back, and that Batman or Jarkel Joyner would be back in the lineup for this one. Well, Xavier saw it, and he's using it as fuel here today. Winnipeg fans call Xavier Moon and Teddy Allen, as everybody knows, Wolverine and Deadpool, and even though Teddy's out today, Xavier says he's got his back, and he's turning all that talk into motivation with a trip to the finals on the line. It's a battle of superheroes today, guys.
Thank you very much, Chris. And Wolverine right now, 10 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. In there now for Winnipeg is number 14, Kyler Filowich. And a foul coming up here. Okay, today's Western Conference playoff game presented to you by Cal Tire. And there you see Kyle Julius. This upcoming fall, Tianjin, team that he's going to coach in the Chinese Basketball Association. Jarkel Joyner on the floor, number 1. Here's Mulder. And Michael Mulder, what a game he had last week against this Winnipeg team. 29 points. He's been coming off the bench, the former Golden State Warrior, and he's finally hitting his stride. Hadn't played basketball for the last 2 seasons. Here's Moon. See if he can dance. Zimmerman here, shoots over top of the big man, hits back iron. Mulder has the rebound, and Jarkel Joyner, he'll push it ahead for Mitch Creek. And Pandy, he got shoved there. He was the intended receiver on the pass, got shoved by Moon.
Moon's probably gonna have to go to the bench here with the second one. Right, don't wanna risk picking up that third in this first quarter.
And he cannot afford to get into foul trouble. Played 28 games with the LA Clippers. Past 2 seasons at Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia. Zimmerman. Working on Burns. Over here for Spider-Man, Jarkel Joyner. Healthy again. Little move there on Hildebrandt. Too strong. Zimmerman's get the offensive rebound from downtown. Michael Mulder, the former Kentucky Wildcat, hits it big.
He's coming on at the right time. We've seen what offensive rebounds can do, right? We saw that with Brampton in the first game against Niagara. Now Zimmerman comes up with an offensive rebound and a great kick out to Mulder at the top of the key.
Hildebrandt rattles down a three and replies right away for Winnipeg. 3:13 remaining here in the opening quarter. Glad you can join us. Zimmerman, Creek wants to drive. Creek, oh, that was in and out. Burns now with speed, trying to take it to the bucket. He gets the layup. We got a track meet here in the early going of this one.
And they know they got to push it, they got to run, right? You miss a Creek, misses a chippy on one end of the basket, one end of the floor, and now you get Winnipeg pushing it the other way for Burns and the two on the other end.
Pandy turns it over. Here's McGowan's. McGowan's, and Burns puts it home, and Winnipeg, they are feeling it right now. 2:34 remaining in the first.
Controlling the pace, right? Controlling the pace, not getting into a matchup of talent, but you get those two fast breaks, you know, after broken plays. Here you see the forced turnover. Now you're getting out in transition. 3-on-2, perfect break. One space to four. Burns finishes the basket around the rim. But here again, right, you see Burns pushing the basketball and just using his size, using physicality, right? He's not going to be stopped. Getting downhill, relentless to the rim. And that's the basketball that Winnipeg has to play, right? You are undermanned, and everybody's probably counting you out, but you've got to use that as motivation as well. Forcing turnovers, rebounding, you know, discipline on defensive end, and converting with some easy baskets on the other side.
It's time now for our Red Tag Path to the Playoffs update. Here's how the playoff bracket looks right now. You've got the, I was going to say Hamilton Honey Badgers, Brampton Honey Badgers. Sorry, Brampton. They defeated Niagara. Game that you saw right here. Fantastic outing. They're into the final. It's either Vancouver or Winnipeg. We'll see who punches their ticket. And this Winnipeg team feeling confident here now in the early going of this game. And there you see DJ Burns. He is the vocal leader of this team. And they're going to need more from DJ Burns, more from Osborne, more from McGowan's. They've got to step up here. Up court pressure here. There's Mason Krause trying to contain Mulder. Mason Krause, University of Manitoba, 116 dimes this past season in U Sports basketball. Third best in the country. And off the glass, that's Mitch Creek getting it done.
His touch on that is incredible, right? His use of angles. You see, he gets it up there, floats it, fading away to that right side, and kisses it softly off the glass.
That'll be Vancouver ball here. DJ Burns unhappy with the call. Mitch Creek, he had a double-double, 16, 10, and 3 in that victory against Edmonton in the semifinals. Here's
so
the
nice.
bucket.
We had to see it twice. You can see getting to that right hand, off that left foot, so strong, but as he's strong, he's controlled, fading behind the backboard for the kiss off the glass.
Was with the Australian national team in their World Cup qualifiers. Guy that's got 5 games of NBA play on his resume with Brooklyn and Minnesota. Here's Creek. Tried to get it for Samuel, tried to float it down to him, and they couldn't hook up on the play. There's Jelani Watson-Gale. My goodness, what a game he had the other night. 27 points, 9 of 14 from the field. From downtown, that hits the iron. And he was the catalyst for that Winnipeg team in that victory over Saskatoon. Joyner. Michael Mulder now. Windsor native inside for Tyrese Samuel. And he's going to go to the line, or it's going to be a foul on the floor. Spalding, the official ball of the CEBL. It's going to be a foul on the floor, and it's going to go against DJ Burns. Tied at 23 here, 1:23 remaining in the first quarter. Here's our first look at Jarrell Eddy, a veteran. And
It's going to be a travel.
Travel call on Tyrese Samuel.
Hildebrandt, knowing the scouting report, right? You get that little pocket pass to Samuels, and he's waiting in the paint there, right? You're almost daring him to shoot the basketball. Samuels puts the basketball on the floor and charges right to him. Great job there, high IQ. KYP, coaches say it all the time, know your personnel. Great read, great know your scouting report there.
He's definitely one of the best Canadian bigs in this league.
Yeah.
Some people he might be the best big in the league. My goodness, that was Trey McGowan's just rocking the rim there with that jam. Creek comes back and one. McGowan's with the jam, and then Creek coming right back with a reply.
Well, two different styles. One acrobatic above the rim. Here you see head at the rim punching it. Bingo! And now you have on the other side. Oh, another look at it here. Just cocks it back.
So Creek to the line here. 58.2 seconds left in the first quarter. This first quarter's gone by real fast. Entertaining action here, and there you see the numbers, as I mentioned, for Mitch Creek against Edmonton. And that's going to be Vancouver ball. And you got a plethora of veterans. You got Mitch Creek, Jarrell Eddy, Michael Mulder. No shortage of leadership on this team. Rebound brought down by Filowich. Watson Gale shoots over top of Mulder, and Watson Gale, boy, if he heats up, look out.
I like the little dance, gets in his bag a bit before that three.
One of the original Sea Bears. Samuel dumps that down. That was Givens trying to get it to Samuel. And here you see Kyler Filowich, two-time Manitoba High School Player of the Year in 18 and 19. Okay, follow the CEBL on all social platforms. Stay up to date on the storylines and the stats and more from the 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. So McGowan's, who had that picturesque jam, he'll come out. And Xavier Moon will check back in. Now, Moon has 2 fouls here. So I would think, just a guess here on my part, Vancouver's going to attack him at every opportunity. Samuel to the line here. This is that second shot.
Probably go for, just to avoid it, they'll probably try and get one shot and not put Moon in too much of a compromising position to pick up that third.
3-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Watson Gale now working on Samuel. Shot clock down to 3. Mid-range, no, missed it. Creek is gonna launch it. And off the mark. Entertaining first quarter in this Western Conference final. Xavier Moon, Jelani Watson Gale getting it done for Winnipeg. And you've got Mitch Creek and Lloyd Pandy. Lloyd Pandy having a great offensive start to this one. Back to Vancouver, or rather Langley, on the other side.
The Pop
Welcome back, everybody. Xavier Moon's got 3 fouls, and that's not good if you're Winnipeg, but
yeah,
this is what he's done so far.
10 points in that first quarter, and he's gone out there and he's just attacking, right? He knows, the coverages that they're throwing at him, and, the game plan is obviously to not let him be the head of the snake, not let him be the conductor, but he does what he does. And to your point, like 3 fouls, our monitor was late catching up there, so we're probably even more nervous for Winnipeg right now with him having 3.
Here are the stats from that first quarter, and both teams shooting the heck out of the ball from the field.
Whew. Just really, you know what, and both of them are running some really good offense and executing. I think, the number that sticks out for me is 7 points out of turnovers for Winnipeg.
So Vancouver, they're going to have to be a little bit more careful with the ball here. Isaiah Osborne. Osborne attacking. He's got the layup. Isaiah Osborne struggled down the stretch from beyond the arc and getting some scoring. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 7 of 15 from the field in the win against Saskatoon. And whose ball is it? It's going to be Winnipeg ball.
You credit Winnipeg right now because they've played some minutes in that first quarter without Xavier Moon being on the bench with those 3 fouls. They're starting the second quarter. But look, you look at the scoreboard, they're up 5. So the guys that have come in have all contributed and still kept the play high.
There's Isaiah Osborne knocking down a tray. Mulder, the kick out. Brown up top. He'll settle it down a bit here. Givens working on Filowich. Givens, high glass, can't get the roll. Filowich with the rebound. 33-25 for the Sea Bears. Won their first ever playoff game in franchise history the other night against Saskatoon. Watson Gale can't ring that up. Givens directing traffic. That's a mismatch for him. Doesn't want to attack Hildebrandt. Mulder. Shot clock down to 4. Brown now. That's a tough shot. And he hits it! Tevin Brown. (33-28). Filowich, handoff here for Osborne, fade away. He gets the mid-range, and that's what I was talking about. They need Isaiah Osborne to produce here. I mean, you're without 27 points in Teddy Allen.
You know what was funny was there's a stretch where he was just struggling making shots, right? And you get here today and you talk about they're missing a lot of talent, a lot of firepower is off of the board, not in that locker room. Well, it's a perfect time for him to knock down shots and get going himself.
Lob down low for Hildebrandt. Makes the adjustment, gets the bucket.
And I'll mention again, right, this lead is growing with Xavier Moon on the bench, right? They're playing good team basketball right now.
So delay of game warning against Vancouver. Simon Hildebrandt and Filowich, they'll head off. Simon Hildebrandt is going to play in the German Pro A League this upcoming season with Bayreuth. Won't make a lot of money in that German Pro A League, but he'll get a lot of exposure, that's for sure. Samuel, long 2, drills it. 7-point lead here for Winnipeg. Watson Gale, DJ Burns, that's in and out. Kraus, little tap over here for Osborne. He misses. And now gathered up by Givens. He tried to turn the corner there. And that ball goes out of play. So right now, Isaiah Osborne, 3 of 4 from the field. He's got 7 points. Simon Hildebrandt has 7, so that's got to make head coach Mike Rainbow happy, excuse me. Handy on the inbounds. Brown, Kraus right in the grill of Brown. Brown now for 3, Brown, yes! Yes. Deep three from Tevin Brown. He's hit a couple of nice-looking threes. He's feeling it.
You want to say get out there on him, but his last 2 shots, they've been there and they've been tough. He's just made better shots than the defense.
Tevin Brown going to play in Spain in the ACB. Here's the reason why he got a contract in Spain. Knocking down a 3.
Welcome back to Langley Event Center in the Western Conference Final. I'm Chris Wiggins. Well, Windsor, Ontario native Michael Mulder has taken a long journey back to this moment. After stops in the NBA and Golden State with the Splash Brothers, the Orlando Magic, even a couple of G League stops as well, Mike took some time away from basketball, a couple of years off to be exact. This summer, he showed up 8 weeks early to put in the work with head coach Kyle Julius. 2-a-days, 3-a-days, and getting his body right, getting his game ready. It took some time for Mulder to put it all together, but now he's been showing up in some big moments. He hit what Coach Kyle Julius told me is arguably the biggest shot in Bandits history, the game winner on Thursday night that set Vancouver right here to the conference finals. So after that offseason work and preparation, guys, KJ says Mulder is peaking at the right time. I got to agree.
Thank you very much, Chris. You know, I had a chance to talk to Michael Mulder on the phone about a couple of months ago, and what a nice guy. We spent about at least 15, 20 minutes on the phone. He said, you know, all I've done for the last 10 years concentrated on basketball. I need to stop for a second. He was burned out a little bit. He said I needed to stop and reevaluate some other things in his life. He's back, he's ready to go. And what about that? Coming 8 weeks before training camp to work out. He told me that he and his agent, they got something cooking for the fall, so we'll have to wait for that.
He gave you 15 minutes. He must really like you.
Yeah, I guess I was a good conversationalist on the phone.
He likes you a little bit more than me.
37-33, 6:09 here in the second quarter. Foul against Vancouver. And this Winnipeg team, they're growing in confidence here. And Vancouver, they're gonna have to make some adjustments with 6:05 remaining in the quarter when they get to break. Here you see Mike Rainbow working the officials. Not doing your job as a head coach if you're not working the officials on a regular basis. Okay, Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop the top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's match guarantee. Shop and book a Cal Tire appointment at caltire.com. And Mike Rainbow still getting his money's worth there. Gallons gets that shot to go. Trey McGowan, he played 1 season at Nebraska with Teddy Allen. Here's Creek. Creek brushes off. Jelani Watson-Gale there. Samuel to Creek. or excuse me, that's Pandy. Pandy's been an offensive force in this one. Pandy's now got 11 points in this game. Watson Gale, Hildebrand, dead center three. Hits the heel, they get the offensive rebound. That was Krause that got it from the corner, no good. Brought down by Pandy. He's got to contend there with Watson Gale, who was jockeying him. And he'll get tagged with a foul. Watson Gale, born in London, England, has played with the GB national team on occasion. Givens. Samuel gets it to Creek here. Creek, nice spin move.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough.
Oh my goodness, that was really nice.
Right. He read that switch happening in transition, right? And as it's happening there, he gets that left shoulder for that right-hand finish. But got the matchup they wanted initially with Osborne on that cross screen, and great timing.
Here's Hildebrand with the flush. And Simon Hildebrand, he's having a good start to this one. Creek, little reach in by McGowan's. McGowan's now, can he finish? And he'll get the flush. And now Winnipeg up 42-37. Givens. Trey McGowan's trying to contend with him. McGowan's a real aggressive guard for Winnipeg. Samuel will go to the line. That foul is going against Hildebrand. Simon Hildebrand wrapped up his NCAA career, Washington State. Here's the dunk coming up here.
That's a big pick six here, getting out.
And here's the dunk from McGowan's, or excuse me, from Hildebrand. So Givens is gonna step out for a bit. And there you see Tyrese Samuel, 3 points. They need more production from him. He's gonna play this season the top flight of French basketball. JL Borg and Brisi. And now Samuel will check out. And coming in is Zimmerman. McGowan's directing traffic here now for the Sea Bears. McGowan's into the paint. Hildebrand, that was a tough pass to handle, able to handle it. Shot clock down to 6. McGowan's, oh, nice up and under move. Can't get the finish, batted out, but it comes to Lloyd Pandy. Pandy for Vancouver. From the corner, Mitch Creek. Couldn't connect. Watson Gale over for Osborne. Osborne!
There he is.
Boom, like that, Isaiah Osborne. Another one of those Carleton Ravens. Zimmerman over here for Pandy. Pandy gave it away. And let's see. It's going to be Winnipeg ball. I don't know if there was a foul there, but looked like there was some contact. So it's a call against Krause, I believe. So it's going to be Winnipeg ball. Little confusion there. There you see the turnovers for Vancouver, 7-3. McGowan's all kinds of time. Ooh, knocks down a 3. My goodness, he was in Vernon, BC when he hit that one. And now it's a 48-39 lead for the Sea Bears. Mulder rises up. Mulder just missed it. Filowich with the rebound. Here's Osborne. What a heck of a first half he's had. Watson Gale directs traffic. He wants a screen set for him. Not going to happen there. Watson Gale with the jumper. That's in and out. Filowich batted at it. Second chance opportunity for Winnipeg. McGowan's trying to break down Mulder. And they're going to call McGowan's on the travel. And you see Mike Rainbow, he's saying, guys,
next play,
keep the pace. Yeah, keep it going, right?
Right, turnover there can't slow you down, right? They're playing good basketball right now. You have, you know, Xavier Moon's been on the bench for the better part of this second quarter, right? For the duration of the second quarter. You don't have Teddy Allen, you don't have Acott, but I will say this, you know, they're playing better team basketball right now. It's Moon, there's a little bit more, you know, cohesion, a little bit more fluid. Guys aren't just dependent and relying on their talent that's on the floor. So great job by Winnipeg.
Mulder misses the three from the corner. And right now, Vancouver, they've come up dry on offense. Hildebrand, catch and release. Just missed. Samuel with the board. And this Vancouver team, they're not playing to their strengths, which is at pace. High glass by Mulder. And it's going to be a foul on Hildebrand.
You see that waiting in the paint there, Mulder just driving in. So Hildebrand looked like he came over just slightly late.
So, there was a foul call, offensive foul call in that situation for Mulder. I initially thought it was going to be a foul on Hildebrand. And Osborne, that's a push-off if I ever saw.
We've seen a couple of those.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple, and it's, you know what? You'll get away with it if you're using the shoulder, you keep that off arm tight to you and the bump. But as soon as you extend and as soon as that elbow goes up and you see that forearm, then you know, okay, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? It's against Givens, and given the height advantage, that's going right into the chops, right into his neck. Easy call.
Stevie Wonder could have saw that. 48-39 here for Winnipeg. 1:34 remaining. Here's Creek. Creek, spin move. Gets the pass to Samuel, gets the bucket. And those two gentlemen have got to get going here for Vancouver. Only down by 7, having said that. Mason Krause. He's going to go to the German Pro A League come the fall with Koblenz. Filowich. Osborne again, trying to dial it up, misses it. Here's Givens now. Over for Jarkel Joyner. Brown rises up, no. And right now, Vancouver just can't get it done from beyond the arc. Here's McGowan's. Winnipeg would love to go 2 for 1, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Now, having said that, they are shooting from 3, 35%, 5 of 14. Not bad, not great, though. Okay, proudly Canadian, authentically Greek, Opa of Greece is proud to be the national partner of the CEBL. Download Opa, the app today, and start earning delicious rewards. And there you see Xavier Moon on the bench. And I doubt very much, well, 35.4 seconds. No, he's not going to come back in the game, I don't think, here. They don't want another foul on him. It'd be interesting, though, Javon, how are they going to manage him in the third?
I think you're fine there, right? As long as he doesn't pick up one early in that third quarter, right? You can be comfortable playing him out. And he's smart. He's a veteran. He's, you know, been here before, right? And now you understand how the whistle's being called.
From downtown, Tevin Brown. And boy, he's got the hot hand from beyond the arc so far in the first half. Watson Gale he missed. So I take back what I was saying about shooting for three for Vancouver. At least Tevin Brown has been excellent from beyond the arc. Here's the foul here. Oh, see, it's Hildebrandt under the basket there. So Vancouver into the bonus here. So Moon is checked in apparently into the game here. 3.6 seconds remaining. So they'll try to get the ball to him here after this free throw. Mitch Creek gets the first. Jarkel Joyner trying to disrupt Moon there. Mitch Creek 7 points so far this afternoon. Make that 8. So let's see now, can they get the ball to Xavier Moon for the last opportunity here? Here's Moon. Moon floats it up. Can he get the bounce? No. But man, what a first half for this Winnipeg team. Xavier Moon in foul trouble, and Osborne stepped up, McGowan stepped up, and they're into the game here. They've got a chance. And this Vancouver team have to make some adjustments and get their big guys going a little bit. Jarkel Joyner back in action here, coming off the bench. And there you see DJ Burns and this Winnipeg team brimming with confidence. And we're waiting to hear from Isaiah Osborne. Isaiah Osborne really struggled, as we mentioned, down the stretch in the regular season. Has looked really good in this game and in the game against Saskatoon. And now let's go over now to the former Carleton Raven, Isaiah Osborne with Chris.
Isaiah, you guys have faced a ton of adversity and change this week. You quieted the crowd for most of this half. What worked so well?
I mean, I think we're just playing defense hard, boxing out, rebounding, and, just pushing it in transition. I think that's when we're best.
Trip to the finals on the line. How do you keep it rolling here in the second half?
Obviously, I mean, we let them go on a little run, but I think just keep it locked in on defense, key in on a couple of things that they're doing, and I think we'll be good.
Isaiah, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
I appreciate that.
All right, Peter, back to you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Isaiah Osborne with 10 points, 1 board in that first half. And the Winnipeg Sea Bears looking confident here. They're up by 3, 49-46. We're going to take a break here. Halftime report coming your way. More CEBL action on the other side.
Some CBears fans made the trip to BC, and so far I'm sure they're happy. It's been loud, that's why I always need the headphones. Who's gonna end up winning this one? We shall see. The story of this one we thought coming in was gonna be Xavier Moon. Tamika, he was good, but also some bad fouls.
Well, absolutely. I think he took personal offense to the fact that they thought that the Bandits were going to come in here and crush them without a Teddy Allen. But he was great to start off this game. He had 10 points in just over 6 minutes before those fouls. He was able to create his own shot here with a little pull-up. You're going to see him next in this high ball screen. He's just able to probe the defender. That's a great little amount of space to be able to get that three-point shot off. And here he's just finding some space on offense, playing a little bit in transition. Again, he did a little bit of everything, but when it comes down to it, taking a foul in this is detrimental to his ability to stay in this game. And it's going to be something that we have to watch down the stretch. He's just so important to everything they do. So in that third quarter, you talked about it, he cannot pick up one quickly because you do not want to have to go to the bench with him for the rest of that third.
He may have taken offense, but Javon, let's be honest. No Allen, no Acott, no Tillman in for long stretches, no Moon because he's in foul trouble. How has the CBears' depth kept them in this?
Well, first, I think Moon did a good job setting the tone and the tempo for this game with the 10 points in that first quarter, really understood how the defense was reading him. But then when you talk about those other players, it was almost like addition by subtraction. And they're playing out of urgency. They're playing out of desperation. If we want to be real, this looks like a better brand of basketball. And I think, the guys on the floor, they're able to relax. When you have Teddy and Xavier on the floor, it's like get those guys to basketball. That's the hierarchy. That's the pecking order, 1 and 2. But right now, everybody's in a flow, and I think also you're getting a little bit more contribution defensively because everybody's touching the basketball. They know they're going to get it. They forced Vancouver 12 points, from turnovers. So they're generating offense from their defense. Everybody's getting the rock, but again, credit Xavier Moon for setting the tempo and then giving those guys the confidence to go into that second quarter and extend their lead.
Okay, but if we want to be real, I have to say it. Vancouver beat this team by 24 6 days ago, and they got a new kind of voice in Kyle Julius back. What's going on? Because most people thought Vancouver was going to run away with this.
Well, that could also be disruption, right? Like, you don't know how that impacts your locker room. We don't know the story there or what really happened. But I also think sometimes when you lose, when you're the loser, it gives you more of an opportunity to go back to the drawing board, go back into, watch some film, get some practice in, and make some changes to where you got beat up the last time. And that's where Winnipeg has been able to benefit right now in the first half of this game.
Well, we'll see if they make those changes at halftime. 1 half left to play to punch their ticket to the finals. Will it be Winnipeg or Vancouver? Moon says we're going back to Winnipeg. We shall see. A loud start for the CBears. Coming up next.
Folks, your summer Gem.
We got a lot of great stuff on Gem for you right now. Subscribe, it's free. The Under-20 World Athletic Championships right now in Oregon, 38 Canadian athletes there. And down the road in Burnaby, the Wild and the Rise in the NSL goes off at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we are close to having a finals matchup, but not yet. I'm sure after they're done celebrating, the Brampton crew is watching this game. And if you are that group, who would you rather see? Who do you match up better with? Vancouver or Winnipeg?
Oh, wait, like, on paper, Vancouver is the tougher defensive matchup. You're looking at Creek. He's so hard to defend. Like, his ability to you're gonna have to guard him with some smaller players than him. So really, but
I was waiting for the but.
But if you came out today and you saw the way that the Sea Bears are playing, winning by committee, doesn't matter who's up, like, that's a very tough team to play against when you have that type of confidence flowing. So I basically don't have a choice.
Well, I know you guys are expecting me to say Winnipeg because they're depleted, but I think if you're Brampton, maybe you want to see Vancouver more. I think, you know, they don't necessarily have that elite guard. You have Givens, you have Joyner, but I don't think you have that guard that can pull the strings on the game. And I think Brampton can match up with Vancouver's physicality. So I will make a choice.
Sorry.
And I will say Vancouver.
Thank you, because
I
was
like to say, I say
I
the
will
middle.
make a choice.
I say
I
the
was
middle.
trying to figure out what her
Say
choice
the
was. Do you know? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to rewatch
I didn't have
the
one.
tape.
I don't know. Wait till the end of the game. Let's watch how this one plays out, and then I'll decide whoever's going to play them is the one that they want to play. I'm just saying.
Let's watch. After the break, we've got the definitive choice. Second half action of the Western Conference Final. Stay with us. This has been a fun one.
The CDI
Welcome back to Langley Event Center with head coach of the Vancouver Bandits, Kyle Julius. Thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, not great. Did some good things, got them in foul trouble. We were attacking. Thought we were a little apprehensive. Definitely off our game plan defensively, so lots of room for improvement.
What was the message in the room to come out here and win the conference?
Get back on the game plan, stay the course, let's grind this thing out.
Thank you, appreciate the time.
Thanks.
All right, there is head coach of the Vancouver Bandits, Kyle Julius. Second half coming up. Peter, back to you.
Okay, so there you hear Kyle Julius, none too pleased. And hey, listen, I'm not an insurmountable deficit here for this Vancouver team. But if you're Winnipeg, you've got to be confident and feel good about yourselves here, the way they've, played team ball here, and they've got a lead.
Well, for sure, I think they, confidence as well with how they played this season when leading at half, right? CEBL is 13-4 when leading at half, while the Vancouver Grizzlies are 3-6, trailing at half. So, and if you thought I did that math, no. So I'll credit my good fella Brendan Stein for that one, who I'm following his text thread along as well. So if you're Winnipeg, right now, you should feel confident going into the second half.
So second half action underway. 3-point lead here for Winnipeg. Pandy's been very strong offensively for Vancouver, and there's Mitch Creek. He's got to dial it up just a tad here. He's now got 10 points in this game. They're going to need a little bit more from him. Here's Xavier Moon. He's got 3 fouls against him. Moon trying to break down Samuel. Tosses it up. Whoa, what was that? Was he trying to get it to Hildebrand? I don't know if he was.
I don't think he knows, but nonetheless, there's 3 points on the board.
Unconventional way to get 3 points, but Winnipeg will take it. Pandy, post up here for Creek. Gets it to Givens, swings it, Brown, little sidestep. Shot clock winding down, and a shot clock violation against the Bandits. Here's this Moon 3-pointer.
It's a lob 3, whatever, it's in between. But what we know is there was a tween in a bucket.
Yeah, you can expect almost anything from Xavier Moon. Magician out there at times. Here's Osborne. Hildebrand taking on Brown. Shot clock down to 5. Hildebrand. And he got that ball ripped away by Brown. Some tough defense there from Tevin Brown.
Well, you're bigs, right? You just got to be careful bringing that basketball low. On the spin, the right idea, but just keeping that basketball away. You get down with the guards play, right? You're in their area. And Tevin Brown just was able to tie him up.
Tevin Brown, 12 points, 3 rebounds so far here this evening. Today's Western Conference Final presented to you by Cal Tire. So Samuel will sit down. He's got 3 fouls against him. That'll be a concern for Kyle Julius. Here's Burns. Burns got it stripped, as that was the veteran Eddie. And then flying in, Brown couldn't get the jam, couldn't make the adjustment. Trey McGowan's to the 10, too strong. Givens inside, can't get the bucket. Givens is looking for a foul there. And that pass thrown away as DJ Burns got his wires crossed there with McGowan's. Here's Givens. 4 points, a rebound, and 5 dimes so far for Shamar Givens. Eddie, did he call it? Little bank job right there from Jarrell Eddie.
Saturday, Pete. Bank's closed. The time is 5 p.m., just about 5 p.m. Eastern time. The bank is closed, so I don't know about that one.
52-51. Burns thought about it. Working on the veteran, Eddie. Can't go anywhere with it. 3 on the shot clock. Here's McGowan's, delays a bit. Gets the bucket at the death of the shot clock.
These guys are so much craftier with that deceleration step, right? He hung out on that right foot, you know, for about 2 seconds and gets that shot up.
And Jarrell Eddie again from beyond the arc, hitting it, and we're tied at 54 apiece. Eddie had his kids on the court after practice yesterday, messing around. He's loose as a goose, I would think. .648 remaining in the third. Brown into the paint, tosses it up.
That's tough. That is tough, and he's driving to that right side, and everybody's occupied, you know, with shooters over there, so he's able to make a tough play.
Vancouver, they force a turnover. Here's Givens attacking, and Vancouver, they are in full flight right now here in this third quarter.
They look really good when they don't have to play in the half court. When they're not in the half court, they really do excel.
They weren't playing with pace in that first half, Javon, and that's their thing.
And that's the thing, you're right. You look at the guys on the floor. There's a ton of talent on the floor, but outside of, and here you get another 3 here. Outside of, say, Givens, they don't have guys that dribble the basketball or comfortable outside of 2-3 dribbles. So when that ball's moving or they're playing in transition or they're getting open looks, right, playing inside out and creating advantages off of that transition, then they look really good.
Eddie again. Played this past season in Saudi Arabia for Al Etihad Jeddah. 34 games in the NBA over 4 seasons. Moon trying to pull a trick out of his bag of tricks and can't convert. Here's Givens turning the corner, going baseline. Brown lines it up, just missed it. Hildebrand with a rebound here for Winnipeg. They'll slow it down a bit, try to settle things down. 60 apiece. Dump down low. And Burns, he was fouled by Eddie. And the DJ's going to go to the line. Here's Jarrell Eddie and a couple of threes.
Well, here's the bank one first, and I don't know if he called it, Pete, but he knocked it down. It comes right back down to the next play. Same area, right, and get another 3. He's really come out and give them some firepower in this third quarter, but a great adjustment, you know, by Coach Julius. They went a little smaller. They had Mitch Creek at the 5 and Jarrell at the 4, and you got a bit more shooting alongside, you know, Evans on the floor, right? So Tevin Brown on the floor, excuse me. So, you know, and that's what this game is, right? Art of attrition, right? And what are you going to do? What's your next move? What's your next pivot, right? And a great job there, adjusted by Kyle Julius, which resulted in a couple of threes.
Jarrell Eddie came, I guess, after a quarter of the season was done to Vancouver. During the regular season, shot 60% from the field. So 2-point lead here now for Winnipeg. Here's Jarkel Joyner out of Oxford, Mississippi. Samuel, this is a mismatch big time. Double team comes over, Samuel retains possession. Here's Joyner. Pocket pass to Samuel, and he gets locked up there with Mason Krause. And Samuel, little push there on Krause. So Vancouver, they've come out with intention here in this third quarter. We'll step away, we'll come back to Langley.
The Pop
Welcome back, everybody. Time now for the CDIC keys to the game. Take a look once again at Vancouver.
Yeah, I think Vancouver, like I mentioned before, the physicality, right? And you see 21-2 out-rebounding CBears, owned the paint, 28 points in the paint to Winnipeg 16. Nothing easy for Moon, right? 13 points for him, 10 of those were in the first quarter. And you're shorthanded. If you're Winnipeg, you're shorthanded. You got to play with a sense of urgency and desperation. I think their bench and some of the other guys that have come in and filled in for those guys have done that. Play fast, 4 steals, 9 fast break points. You got to have the best version of Xavier Moon. We've seen a glimpse of it in the first quarter. Got in some foul trouble. Now you have the rest of this game, and then that second game, or I like to call it the third game, target score time, where he can take over.
Let's hear from Chris Wiggins now. He was in that Vancouver huddle.
Peter, thank you. Yeah, Kyle Julius saying, stay the course, hit the assignments, and we're going to be fine. We've got lots of fouls to give, so be aggressive on defense. Let's see if it pays off.
Vancouver with a 1-point lead, 4:16 remaining in the third quarter. Watson Gale, little kiss off the glass. Darkel Joyner. Get it for Eddie. Eddie has been very impactful since he came into this game in the third quarter. Brown coming off a screen. No, front rimmed it, put back by Pandy. Roy Pandy with 13 points in this game. Moon on the drive, nice take. Made that look easy.
That in and out freezes the defense, and he just bursts. He gets to the rim with one dribble.
And Samuel is fouled. I mean, Moon's first step is just devastating, is it not?
You just fall asleep, right? You get caught watching and mesmerized sometimes at his speed, but now he's gotten so much better of slowing down and then getting fast.
Samuel to the line. And time now for the cruise to the game presented by Cal Tire. And that's a cruise to the bucket right there.
Is it ever? Me, right there. Boom, downhill.
Yeah, you got 2 point guards here in Moon and Givens. Just blow by you in the blink of an eye.
Incredible speed.
Samuel knocks that down. Tied at 66. Moon, 3 fouls against them. Trying to break down Samuel. Brings it above the arc. Here's Krause. Krause now attacking into the corner. Watson Gale knocks down a 3, and he'll go to the line and shoot 1. 4-point play possibility coming up here.
And you know what? He's going to get this chance at a 4-point play. But look at his cross here, penetrates on Brown, kick out. Strong side help, can't do that. Pandy, you know, but more better than that, right? You get a kick out, now foul on the 3. Compound that situation there. But it starts with Xavier Moon, gets the matchup on the perimeter with Samuel, right, moves and knows that, okay, he's not in the paint, there's no big in the paint, and directs Cross to penetrate, go, no, you attack. And Cross gets caught by surprise, but goes downhill, makes a really good play, makes a really good read for a 4-point play.
4-point lead now for Winnipeg. Creek. Burns trying to shut him down. Little push shot there by Samuel. He left that one well short. And now Moon trying to rev it up. And a reach in there from Tevin Brown. And he'll get tagged with the foul. Brown, that's going to be his first personal. And a timeout called here as Kyle Julius will talk things over. So just a reminder, game 1 of the finals will be coming up. And we already know that Brampton, they punched their ticket. Waiting to see who's going to play Brampton. So that'll be game 1 next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time, TSN and CBC. And Winnipeg, they just got their first playoff victory against Saskatoon. Let's take a look at what they've done since entering the season, and they've become a real good franchise in this league. They get great support, and there you see, first playoff win, as I mentioned, and their best record so far in the young history of the franchise. And Mr. Asper has done a great job with that franchise in Winnipeg. And the thing about Winnipeg, I lived in Winnipeg for a bit, and they'll come support you.
Right.
You know? So, Winnipeg team, this would be a big upset for them if they can beat this Vancouver team. As we mentioned time and time again, you know, you've got no Tillman, no Teddy Allen. Acott is gone. He signed a contract in Mexico. And then you have Tillman. He signed a contract in Turkey. And lose that much depth and still be in this game, that
well, you lost
major credit for this.
Lost a lot of firepower, a lot of talent, but credit those guys that have been in that locker room, right? They've all played their role. When you had more talent on the floor, they took a backseat. When you have less talent, they've all been able to step up. Whether they win or lose this game today, they've done an incredible job.
Right now, they've got a 4-point lead. Joyner attacking, can't get it. Ball up for grabs. Burns has it. Now he loses it. It's like a WWE battle here. And Tyrese Samuel getting a little pep talk there from Mitch Creek. Samuel, he just had his wisdom teeth out, did not play in that game last Sunday. Now they'll wipe up some of the sweat on the floor here. Right now, Vancouver, 14 fouls against them, so hopefully they can try to keep Winnipeg out of the bonus as far as they're concerned. Watson Gale. Hildebrand, a little bit of a ghost screen there. Watson Gale now. He finds Mason Krause. Gale, good look. Can't connect there. 1:48 remaining in the third. Brown coming off a screen. Brown got it stripped. Here's Moon now, trying to get away from Jarkel Joyner, and he is fouled. And Xavier Moon to the line.
I got to see Xavier in a 100-meter dash. Like I would pay to see that. He's in a foot race there, and he decides to slow down, just to slow down, right, just to draw the foul. But you see his feet working. There was no chance the defense was going to be able to catch up.
Here's a guy who's 31 years of age. Other than this past season for Zenit St. Petersburg, he's never had any injuries. He's never had surgery. So his birth certificate might say 31, but he's more like 25.
We call that highway miles.
Yes.
Not city miles.
Three-time MVP, two-time CEBL champion. And he rattles that one down. 92% free throw shooter this season. Xavier Moon, excuse me, was. Now we got a timeout here. Moon's going to go to the bench, get a breather here. Or is he? So Samuel couldn't leave the court. Here's Mitch Creek. Andy Zimmerman. Joyner dancing on the outside. Nice fake by Mulder. Mulder puts it up. Can't get the roll. Zimmerman got the rebound, couldn't get the putback. And it will be Vancouver ball. So Moon's going to the bench. Is that a foul on him? Don't think so. Here's Givens. Givens into the paint, kicks it out. Creek on the drive. Just missed it. Loose ball again. That's Pandy under a couple of bodies fighting for the ball. (72-66), 58 seconds remaining in the third. Mentioned Lloyd Pandy, 13.6 of 8 from the field. Not bad to get production like that from a defensive specialist. Here's Mulder off the inbounds as Winnipeg sleeping just a tad there, Tavon.
The inbounder, defender, just fell asleep there. Got to protect as that cut's coming across.
32 points in the paint compared to 18. Vancouver leading in that category. Here's Mason Krause. Air ball there, missed it. And now Vancouver, they'll throw it up the other way. Eddie, the feed inside, oh! Just missed the three-point play. Opportunity right there. Givens.
Well, we were talking about Xavier's speed earlier, but Givens' speed is pretty crazy as well. You look at this foot speed drill making a tough pass, and look who's right at the baseline. Just tricked off the little bunny there, but man, like his baseline to baseline speed was really on display there.
Well, Kyle Julius said it was an important piece of business to get him re-signed, and he also said, you know, Shamar Givens might be the fastest man in this league, and that's saying a lot when the other guy running the point is Xavier Moon. Maybe a little biased there, but
no, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I mean,
but I will say
he's not wrong.
If we're comparing Xavier Moon 5 years ago, a 20-year-old Xavier, 24-year-old Xavier, no chance.
Yes.
No chance.
Yeah. Winnipeg up by 2 now. 19 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 3-second differential shot clock and game clock. Moon gets around Creek. Mason Krause, the young man from Winnipeg, trains a three, has something to say to the fans.
Big time play by Xavier, right? Comes off that, oh, this hurts.
Is that gonna be a foul?
This hurts. That's gonna be a foul, and it's gonna be 3 shots, you know, to end this quarter. You know, it's on the...
So Givens will go to the line and shoot 3.
That's a bad foul. Big time play on the other end, right? And Xavier Moon using the screen. You know, Jarrell steps up to protect on the drive. You get that kick out, you know, for a 3. You want to be able to come back down and just get a simple stop, right? And now you fouled and put Givens at the line for 3 free throws.
So 0.4 seconds remaining. He's got 8 points so far here this afternoon, Shamar Givens. Seems like Rainbow. 12 years as the head coach at the University of Winnipeg. Was an assistant for a couple of seasons with the Sea Bears, getting his chance to be a head coach in the CEBL. Givens with one more from the line here. And Givens has Vancouver down by 3. And this Winnipeg team trying to hang on, but Vancouver, they said at the beginning of the season, we've got unfinished business, and we'll see what they can provide in the fourth quarter. But we've had a great game so far. Winnipeg, Vancouver, fourth quarter action coming your way. CEBL Western Conference Final. Let's take a look at the stats as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty through 3 quarters here, and the Sea Bears hanging on to a 3-point lead here, Javon.
Yeah, they're doing a good job shooting the basketball. You look at their 3-point shooting and free throw shooting, you know. But I think Trey McGowan has been a stabilizer for them, especially when Xavier Moon went out of the game with foul trouble. You had a couple big dunks, you know, one of them there, and you know, from 3 he was pretty stable as well. But he gave them some consistency. He gave them somebody to go to, and led as, you know, the emotional leader, so to say. So really good, you know, first half, and it starts to that 3rd quarter for him. Now you get into 4th quarter. These first 6 minutes right here are going to be extremely important. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. These 6 minutes, but then you get to target score time, and you need everybody.
So here we go, 4th quarter action. Osborne got 10 points here this afternoon. Hildebrand, little up fake, Hildebrand.
Big time play.
Hitting the tray.
Right, Creek is overly aggressive on Moon, and you get that pick and pop. Hildebrand reading it, seeing Creek coming, closing right back out. That escape dribble to the 3. But you're going to see a lot of that. Xavier Moon using his gravity, drawing a lot of attention, and guys got to be ready to make plays.
Creek post up against Osborne. Creek, hook shot, no good. He got fouled. Let's take a look at what Simon Hildebrand did here.
Here you see Xavier Moon using the screen. You can see, okay, 2 defenders, kick out, shot fake, sidestep, bang, bang.
Yeah. He got Creek up in the air there.
Got creative.
You see Mitch Creek. 10 points, 4-6 from the field. Mike Rainbow looks on. Creek to the line. So 4-point lead here for Winnipeg. Mulder comes out of the game. Tevin Brown checks in. Burns over for Osborne. They shuffle it down in the corner. Hildebrand loses the ball. Or did he? Mitch Creek doesn't agree. And the fans at the Langley Event Center don't agree.
Yeah, it's a tough one from this angle. I thought the ball got loose, a little bit too much, you know, dribble there, and Creek and Gibbons.
Are you just
they're just trying to poke it around?
Aren't you just battling
for the ball?
I don't know. Osborne on the inbounds here. Moon. They get a switch here. Here's Moon. Good ball handling skills, puts it up, and one.
Wow.
X marks the spot.
And he picked that matchup out, right? You can see he's going to use that ball screen with Hildebrand because he wants that switch with Creek. And now when he has it, okay, here we go. Dance a little bit. Taking him. I don't know how he got that shot up with the right hand. They were hung right off him. Little tween, blow by. And man, that's concentration. That is concentration. That's somebody that's been here before.
Yeah. I mean, and some of those teams that Jermaine Small coached, Xavier Moon was part of that group. I mean, they were a force for 2 seasons in this league.
And you know what? He really unlocked his game, right? Jermaine Small did a really good job of just understanding him as a person, as a player, and there was collaboration there, right? He didn't just use him on ball and say, hey, X, go out and play rogue, do what you want, right? Really, system basketball was surgical with him, and both those guys have had exceptional careers on the coaching side, and obviously Xavier Moon playing.
The one thing that I liked about Jermaine Small, I mean, he coached them tough, but there were times in the huddle, he'd say, hey, what do you guys want to run?
Yeah.
You know, very collaborative in his coaching. I mean, he could chew your butt out, but he let some of the guys, hey, tell me what you want to do out there.
Well, if you look at coaching in this era, right, this iteration of basketball, whether it's in the NBA, EuroLeague, wherever, it is collaboration, right? It's no longer the era of, coach dictatorship and, player do. It is what do you see? And that's the right way to do it, right? Because the players are on the floor. Sometimes the game is all angles, right? What are you seeing? And then let's relay that message to our coaching staff and come meet somewhere in the middle.
It's got to be a business partnership. Kyle Julius chewing that gum a little harder and pacing that sideline. Yes. Burns wide open, hits it.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Could have read the National Post from front to back and still hit that shot.
Oh boy.
Winnipeg by 10.
And this was it, right? I said to you, like, there's 3 games within the game, within this one game. And this 6 minutes, right, you're Winnipeg. You've come out of that third quarter and said, we're going to be extremely intentional and deliberate in this next 6 before you get to that target score.
Here's McGowan's. Lost a handle, that ball's loose. Picked up by Givens. Creek wants to attack, lays it in. .737 now left in the fourth. Here's Moon. Can't get it, and McGowan's got a little too aggressive there, trying to get that O board.
They gotta be certain with their offense right now, right? When they ran stuff and executed, they did a really good job of converting, right? A shot like that, and it's Xavier Moon, so you trust it, right? You know he makes big ones, but you really want to come down until you get to that 4-minute mark and execute high-level shots and high-quality shots at that.
So that foul going against McGowan's. Here's Samuel. Givens gets a nice screen set there by Samuel, and he rings it up. .84-78. Winnipeg trying to bunch their ticket to the CEBL final, which will start on Wednesday. Brampton already are into the final, and they're going to call it travel.
Shuffle that pivot
on the DJ. He's hot about it. Yeah, I mean, DJ Burns, very emotional player. At least you don't have to put a blowtorch under his backside to get him going. And there's Samuel attacking. And now Vancouver just down by 4 with 6:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. So just when you think that Winnipeg is going to run away with it, Vancouver, they come back, they stay in
round, right? Shamar Givens here using the ball screen. You can see this little pocket pass. Samuels, this is what he does well, right? 2 defenders meet him at the rim, but he just plays right through it. But to your point, right, Winnipeg, the last couple of possessions really hasn't been good offense, right? And I thought they kind of went away from it. And you got to recognize that, especially Xavier Moon. You got to get back to the basketball and make those plays for your team when you see things getting out of hand, when you see things getting out of control.
Okay, so for the first time, the CEBL Finals will be a best-of-3 affair, and we'll have all the action for you right here. The winner of this game, they'll face Brampton, Game 1 Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Let's talk about Vancouver and the Bandits. Used to be the Fraser Valley Bandits. Here's their last 5 years in this league. And, they've been knocking on the door for a championship for a number of years here, and they've come up short.
Yeah, I think, you got to give them credit. But the reality is, the last few seasons, they've been a regular season team, right? They've had a ton of success in the regular season. And, you could argue they've been, the most talented team for the last 4 or 5 seasons. But they just haven't been able to get over that hump and get over the hill. But, you can't discredit what Kyle Julius has done, right? General managing this team and, coaching this team and, getting them together as a unit. But you still got to take that next step.
The steal here by Givens. Attacking, yes, gets the roll. And now it's a 2-point lead, Winnipeg. Getting close to target score time here, 6:16 remaining. Moon. Up top, Hildebrand. And Simon Hildebrand, the Winnipeg native, knocking it down big time. He's had a strong game here this afternoon, number 15. Samuel, little push shot, no, misses. 5-point lead now for Winnipeg. Oh, and sticking with it is Hildebrand. And Simon Hildebrand heading off to play in Germany. And he has had one heck of a game, some good support offensively from Simon Hildebrand, taking some of the pressure off Xavier Moon.
He's only 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's only 24 years old, and that's what's scary, right? And not just, you know, how he's scoring the basketball, but he makes high-level reads, right? Just big-time processor, right? Playing off of Moon, or, you know, right here, blowing by Mitch Krieg, making a tough play, you know, between three black shirts, coming back up with it, but also being able to space the floor, using his size, man. High IQ, big-time player. Really, really, really impressed with him. And this is a big-time game, right? This is, you know, the stage, the big stage right now.
And he hit a three there. Now Simon Hildebrand, this is the three. And look at this.
And just perfect,
boom.
Right? Just perfect. Right place, right time, understand, okay, drive, kick, extra pass,
right,
walking into it.
He's got 20 points. He's 7 of 10 from the field. 4 of 6 from 3. He has been clutch here. And he's got 2 boards. And that secondary scoring has come through for Winnipeg. Hildebrand with 20, Moon with 20. McGowan 16, 10 for Osborne, 11 for DJ Burns. Everybody contributing. That's going to be a kick ball. And now Vancouver have to find some answers here. Want to keep it close as we get towards target score time. Givens trying to round the corner. Oh, nice adjustment there by Shamar Givens. Moon brings it into the front court. Hildebrand. Stop and go, twists in the paint, lays it in.
I said to you, high-level IQ, right? Recognize he has a smaller defender, didn't settle at a three-point line, dribbled, right? Got to that strong hand, saw the help coming, and spun away from it, all while keeping Shamar Givens on his backside.
When we talked to Mike Rainbow, he said he is 24, but he plays beyond his years. Simon Hildebrand, that ball goes out. It's going to be Winnipeg ball. And Hildebrand just goes down here, shaken up a bit. Let's take a look at this last bucket by 15.
Right, just sweeping through, putting the basketball, protecting himself, sees the help, spin. Shamar bumps him away, and now you have a clean look at the basket. 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's 24 years old. That's impressive.
Developmental player of the year a couple of years back. I mean, he's already played in this league. I believe this is his 3rd season in this league alone, so he's got pro experience. And now the officials having a conversation here as they're reviewing, not too sure what they're reviewing, but they're reviewing something. And Mike Rainbow got to feel good about the way his team came out here. Got off to a little bit of a sluggish start, but got their sea legs under them.
But you know what? He stayed cool.
Yes,
he stayed calm. right? You've never seen him, outside of himself or, really rattled at all. And I think that makes some of the best coaches, because you slow the moment down. You make everybody relax. And, there's a confidence that you instill in your guys when they see that my coach isn't rattled, right? And, he still believes in the next play. He still believes, okay, turnover, next possession. And that permeates throughout the team.
Now, the July 23rd game, he got really rattled because he went off in the post-game press conference. Got into a little bit of a controversial, I guess, speech about the refereeing. So I think he's probably learned from that. Got to settle down, keep my guys controlled and in the right mindset. Here's what the referees are looking at. Who touched this last?
That looks like it may have gone off of Mulder. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
I'm 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, you're good, man.
And I don't even have on my glasses. I don't even got on my glasses, Pete. But I'm 2 for 2.
They should give you a free meal at the Keg or something like that. Steak dinner somewhere. 91-84 for Winnipeg. Getting close to target time score. Here's Moon. And he's trying to defend him. Hits the three. He gets knocked down. 4-point play opportunity for Xavier Moon. Are you kidding me? Whoa. Take a look at it.
And this, he just knew he had to match up here. This is a pretty good closeout. Drew Eddy just knowing you can't give him any space. But Xavier just floating on that jump shot, just floating 2, 3, 4 seconds in the air. As Eddy just moves forward, and Eddy making a case for himself, right? It almost looked like Xavier Moon's feet kicked out. But
stepped into him.
Yeah, but you still got to give him that landing space, and credit Moon, man. That's just a tough shot, right? There's not many guys in the league that are able to make that over, Eddie's outstretched arms.
95-84 here. Listen, I know he's 31 years of age. I find it hard to believe there's not a spot for him on an NBA roster somewhere.
Yeah, speed is hard to teach, yes. Hard to coach, right? So, you know what? There's not many people that are going to argue with you there. And I'm sure he won't.
And speaking of speed, there was Givens got fouled as he tried to take it to the rim. Like a couple of human F1 cars out there, Shamar Givens and Xavier Moon.
What type of gas they take? Because
I don't know.
The prices I see outside.
Givens makes the first one. Hildebrand got shook up there. He's going to check back in now momentarily. And Givens makes the second one. Krause, he'll come out of the game, and now Hildebrand is back in there for Winnipeg. 95-86. Watson Gale on the drive, window and in. Jelani Watson Gale making it happen. 97-86. And now, what's the call here?
They're saying they want. They're saying he was shooting. They want to. Vancouver's making that argument. And Hildebrand saying no.
Okay, so timeout here. Get ready now for target time score. Winnipeg in front. The ending is going to be amazing. Come on back, folks.
The CDI
Welcome back, everybody, to the Langley Event Center. Target time score starts now. And here are the two guys that have just put a beat down on this Vancouver team here this afternoon. Moon and Hildebrand. Look at the numbers there, Javon. I mean, that's some work.
46 points between both those guys, and you know, just the efficiency of it. And also Hildebrand stretching the floor, shooting at his size, man. I think they've really complemented one another just in how they're reading and understanding the defense and moving the basketball, moving the rock. This team looks really good.
Big outing for Simon Hildebrand. And now we're in the target time score. Target score is 106. Winnipeg 9 away. Givens puts up the floater, no. And that ball, that went out. It'll be Winnipeg ball. Jay Burns has had a big role in this game here. Burns with 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 dimes. Moving on the inbounds here now for Winnipeg. Talked about in the Brampton game against Niagara. Do not want to be playing hero ball here in target time. Turnover. Watson Gale lost it, got it back again. Shot clock violation. Mike Rainbow looks somewhat comfortable. Here's Givens, wide open. That's a good look. Knocks down a 3. 97-89. Moon. Wide open look. And hitting the 3.
Guard play.
Jay Burns.
Guard play matters, man. Like, you have Xavier Moon that's dragging out the defense and, you know, empties out that side with his gravity. And you have 3 seconds on the clock for a shot, right? Great job.
Look at that number, 17 of 31 from beyond the arc for Winnipeg. And as soon as I say that, Vancouver, they come right back. Winnipeg now 6 points away from taking a trip to the CEBL final. Watson Gale, Hildebrand, dead center 3, that's in and out.
Looked good, sounded good too.
Yeah.
It sounded good. And they're making quick reads, really fast reads. You know that Vancouver's aggressive on those ball screens, right? They're getting those pops right out. And Hildebrand, a nice, another open look pretty much, but that's just playing the defense, what the defense is giving you.
Creek rising up. Mulder got a shot block. Another chance. Hit the heel. Moon again, directing traffic. He wants Burns to come up top. Hildebrand. Hildebrand, nice sidestep. Hildebrand, no. Loose ball, Creek. He turns it over. Oh, nice cutter.
Man,
oh my goodness, Moon got it to Hildebrand. Easy deuce.
Those two, great connection by those two. Inside, outside. And Moon, Xavier Moon, just knowing, like, he's getting all the attention, trust his guys.
4 points away now is Winnipeg. Brown weaves his way into the paint. Brown layup. Vancouver not dead yet. Needs some stops here, though. And Moon having a conversation. I think it's the shot clock, is it? That he's pointing. Oh no, it's Burns. He's got blood rolling down off the side of his eye. Okay, watch this backdoor cutter.
Ooh, nice. Nice. And everybody's caught watching, right? What do you do? Do you guard Moon? Shamar Givens, he's just ball watching, just doesn't know, okay, are you gonna guard the penetration? Are you gonna try and defend the penetration? No, but Xavier Moon just he's gotten so much better as an all-around player and even as a point guard. You know, the time in the NBA, the time, you know, he spent in Europe has really, and he was a really good player before, might add. But now it's balanced out his ability to process the game, not just for himself, but for others, and make plays as well as his scoring.
When they played on July 23rd, they won that game, or excuse me, July 27th, they won that game against Vancouver. And boy, he had Tevin Brown looking all over the place. He really put the number on Tevin Brown, who's guarding him. There is McGowans. McGowans moves in and throws it down.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
My goodness, that was vicious.
You see it here, comes up with a steal, big time play, pushing it, Givens, trying to fake him out. Watch your head.
A little stare down at the end there from Trey McGowans. Okay, let's show you the bracket now in the CEBL. Hamilton, or excuse me, I did it again. Brampton Honey Badgers, they beat Niagara in a great contest earlier this afternoon. And Winnipeg very close to punching their ticket. Finals will start on Wednesday. And the interesting thing about the possibility of that final, you'd have the two Asper brothers that would face each other. So the Asper brothers, they both own a team in this league, so that would be interesting. I'd like to know what the bet is on who wins the series between the brothers.
I know what the family does. The family should just stay home and watch, because then you show up to the arena, you got to have on one of the jerseys.
Yes.
So better everybody stay home, watch home, and then show up after to celebrate.
Yes. DJ Burns is patched up, put a little bit of that glue on that cut. He's ready to get going once again. Winnipeg 2 points away. Vancouver trying to stay in it. Here's Givens trying to get in the post. That got stripped. Creek had it momentarily and then lost it. Winnipeg can end it right now. Here's Moon. Moon, no, can't get the roll. Creek has it. He'll take it back the other way now for Vancouver. Nice move behind the back. He gets fouled by McGowans.
Oh, Creek showing you a little behind the back action here, still getting deeper into his bag late in this game. Might not come out with a win, but at least he looks good on the way.
Reigning MVP of this league. Boy, we've seen a lot of MVPs today.
Yeah.
Earlier on, Ahmad for Niagara. You've got Xavier Moon, he's won 3 MVPs. Creek has won 1. Second shot here now for Mitch Creek. Creek puts it up and in.
Tough for Vancouver, right? You can't foul. Right, you
can't allow anybody to line
so
here.
you got to play straight up defense, and if you know Xavier touches that basketball, it's a foul or basket.
Here's Moon. Comes out Osborne to end it. Osborne hits it. Isaiah Osborne with a tray. Sea Bears going to the final. Can I be honest with you? I didn't think this was going to happen. No Jeremiah Tillman, no Emmanuel Acott, Teddy Allen. He's done for the season. I just didn't think it was going to happen.
But I think most people would probably thought like you, and there's a number of variables here. You know, and great for Isaiah Osborne knocking down the last play of the game. right, in target score time. He's had a tough go the last couple of weeks, but he showed up big for them, you know, when they needed him. But, you know, at half, I said to Tamik and I said to Donovan, you know, if you're Brampton, you probably prefer to play Vancouver. And why is because I thought Winnipeg had the better guard play. And in this league, especially when you play target score time, if you don't have elite guards, you really don't stand a chance, especially if the game is close. And you're going to get that. You're going to get Sean East. You're going to get Xavier Moon. And those are two of the best guards, you know, in this league. They can play and pull the strings of a game. And I don't think Vancouver had that, right? Talented group. But, you know, credit this Winnipeg team. Yes, undermanned. Yes, shorthanded. And, you know, didn't have all the talent there. But what they had is guys that complemented one another. And now they're on their way to a finals.
So here we go. On Wednesday, game 1 of the CEBL finals. It's now a 2 out of 3 affair. And let's send it down to Chris. And I wonder who the Booster Juice player of the game is going to be. Chris, who is it? Big surprise.
Peter, I'll give you one good guess. Yes, Xavier Moon. Thanks for doing this. What a story for your group. No Teddy Allen, no Jeremiah Tillman Jr. You got Isaiah Osborne, a fantastic night. What does this feel like?
Man, it feels great. It's great for the organization, man. Great for my team. We stuck together tonight, man, and we got to win. I'm proud of these guys, man.
Did you ever think you'd be back in a CEBL finals?
Never. Didn't even think I'd be back in the CEBL, man, but I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. I'm taking advantage of every moment.
Thanks very much for doing this tonight, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, the Winnipeg Sea Bears off to the CEBL finals. There is Xavier Moon, the 3-time MVP. Peter, back to you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Xavier Moon, what a night for him. No Teddy Allen, he had to step up, and here's the winning shot coming up. Isaiah Osborne gets batted out to him. Boom, just like that. Winnipeg off to the final against Brampton.
Wollongong to serve.
She possesses a raw talent that can't be taught. I'll be with you every step of the way. First Aborigine to play on the centre court of Wimbledon.
Don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough.
I won't. What the hell is going on? You're here to play tennis. Watch out for him.
Tennis can't be the only thing that I love.
Yvonne Goolagong is one match point away from winning a Wimbledon crown.
Goolagong on CBC Gem.
You really can't help notice how one-sided the memory of the treaty signings is.
I honestly don't believe they realized that we'd still be around generations later. Thousands and thousands of Indigenous people starved after treaties.
I'm scared for my people.
My great-great-grandfather, he was there that day.
It's in the songs, it's in the language.
We agreed to share, and that's what we did.
They certainly do believe. I don't know how many people outside of Manitoba believed, but they believe now. The Winnipeg Seabears, coming into this season, hoping to get their first playoff victory, now have two, and they are now 2 wins away from their first CEBL championship. What a game. Donovan Bennett, Tamika Nurse, Javon Shepherd, and listen, we talk about it all the time. Special players make special plays on special days. Xavier Moon reminded us how special he is.
Yeah, you can't say more about Xavier Moon and how big it was for him to step in this moment, especially in the absence of Teddy Allen, and we talked about it. This is a highlight reel pack right here. You're gonna see all of Xavier Moon and his bag on display. This is a three-pointer off a high ball screen. And then again, he's such a smart player. You get him spacing in transition just to knock down 3 here. And then if you couldn't ask for more help, you're gonna get a double high ball screen here, because why not? Let's give him all the space that he needs. And then that's just a nifty little inside out and a finish with his one hand. And then here, I watched this and I just said, ooh, that's nasty. Like, there's nothing else you can say about the way he handled the ball there. He squared that guy up and said, it's me and you, and I've got the bucket. And then here, a 3 contested for an extra point. We're gonna get 2 looks at it because it was just that nice. Xavier Moon was everything that the Winnipeg Seabears needed him to be. This was a game where really people thought that Vancouver was going to come out and run away with this one, and he said no, absolutely not. And I was right. When we talked about it at halftime, I knew it was going to be Winnipeg, and you know. So.
Now, I'm going to leave it there, but what I'm going to say is that Xavier Moon, he was just, you look at all those shots that he made, and it just seemed like they were always against bigs, right? He's taking the ball screen. And I don't know why Vancouver ended up switching so much on him, but then when you have, Mitch Creek on him, when you have Samuels on him on the perimeter, he just gets to go downhill, go wherever he wants, right? So a lot of those shots, they look pretty easy for him, but I also thought he did a good job of getting his teammates involved. And there was a really good connection with Hildebrandt, finding him on the pick and pops, finding him down low. But everybody played collectively. It was a cohesive win for them. And, it's funny. We talked so much about Teddy not being there and Acott not being there and Tillman not being there. A lot of talent off the board, but they played better team basketball today. Yeah. And I think that a part of that has been Xavier Moon's leadership, and everybody stepped up.
Well, listen, for a large part of this year, Moon was not there. They were patiently waiting for him to be cleared. Finally, that happened. But when they were without him today in foul trouble, they were fine. A big reason was, okay, Hildebrandt steps up, his usage rate is higher, and he got in his bag, Javon.
Oh, he got in his duffel. Like, it was real deal.
His Birkin?
His Birkin, his Dior, whatever it was. But it was big-time play by him, 24 points by him, and you see a lot of it was, some pick and pop, reading the defense, understanding, okay, who's going to have all the attention on the floor, where's all the gravity, and I'm going to find myself in the gaps, right? Hit a number of threes, and you look at his size. What's impressive to me, he's only 24 years old, so he's just going to continue to get better. You see him with the outside game. Now you see him, putting the basketball on the floor against Mitch Creek. Mitch Creek is like a wall trying to move him. And then a smaller defender, right, reads the defense coming from the right side and spins away from it for, a tough finish. But, he followed the lead of Xavier Moon here. Again, we'll talk about that connection. Followed the lead, played with passion. And I thought he was just exceptional for, a guy that hasn't played a ton of professional basketball to be on this stage and understand, okay, I need to play big time for my team to come out, with a win. And he was the double-headed snake with Xavier Moon. He didn't seem fazed with all the distractions by, the coaching changes on Vancouver's side, or, not having Teddy Allen, not having Tillman, all the other guys that they're missing, Acott. He went out there and he played professional, and I think this was a high-level win for him.
I think what I saw out of him was a lot of poise, a lot of like calmness.
Like what you have?
I'm always poised and I'm always very calm.
Girl, bye.
But I think that's what I liked about him the most. He wasn't rushed. Like this is a big moment for a young player like you talked about. And he's being asked to step into a bigger role and perform. He was a secondary scorer today on a team where he might have been a fourth, a fifth option, given what the roster looked like before. So for me, that's what was most impressive. Big moment, an emotional moment for a team that maybe was counted out, is looking for someone else to step up, and he really did all of those things and more.
I love to see a young Canadian starring in the role. Chris Wiggins has done a great job starring in his role all year. He caught up with Hildebrand.
Simon, tell me about the group effort tonight.
Definitely a true team win, you know. Down a couple guys in foul trouble, next man up mentality. I think that's kind of what we've gone through this whole playoffs, and we had a whole bunch of guys step up and help us get the win.
Off to Brampton for game one. How are you guys preparing on a quick turnaround?
We'll find out tomorrow. We're just going to enjoy this one today and then get back to work tomorrow.
A Winnipeg guy yourself, how great is it going to be to represent your hometown in the CEBL finals?
It's going to be amazing. You know, I love this city and just the way the city's rallied around the Sea Bears all summer the last couple of years. It's really something special, even for the guys who aren't from Winnipeg. So to be a guy from Winnipeg and to do it in my hometown in front of these amazing fans, just amazing organization is unbelievable. I'm really excited.
Congrats on the big win, and go get him in the final.
Thank you.
Man, a few words, but does his talking on the court. Next on the court, as you heard, they go to Brampton. This is the bracket and new playoff format. Once again, best of three. Game one, lower seed, which is Brampton, then game two, and if necessary, game three back in Winnipeg. Okay, so now we've seen the matchup. Let's talk about the matchup. Tail of the tape. Who do you like based off of how these teams match up? Brampton won both of those matchups throughout the year. Sean East went off for 61 combined, but these teams have changed a lot throughout the year.
So I'm going to make a decision on this.
Oh,
one.
I
think that's what you both want, right? Okay.
I think that is what they're paying.
I'm going to go with Winnipeg.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Winnipeg because of what I just saw out of that team. I like an underdog. Now, both of these teams were underdogs. Let's not get crazy now. That's not necessarily a matchup we thought we were going to see in the final. But I just like how Winnipeg is playing. They're clicking at the right time. Without Teddy Allen, they don't have as much isolation ball, and they seem to play better as a unit. So I am going with Winnipeg on this one.
So recency bias. She saw Winnipeg and she's
100%.
watching Kim's Convenience.
100%.
Thank you for drawing a line in the sand, but I will say this, I will take Brampton simply because of I like to go against you, but simply because of the format of, these playoffs, of these finals, right? That first game is actually going to be in Brampton, the lower seed, and then the second two are going to, if you need a third, going to Winnipeg. But if Brampton can come out and get that first win, now you're sniffing blood, you're smelling blood, and you need to get one more to a championship. So, just the structure, I think it kind of favors the lower seed in a sense, because you can get that first one on home court, and then you just need one more.
I want to circle back to Xavier Moon, because I spoke to him earlier this week. He's done so much in this league, and he said, if I win this championship, this will be the biggest star of achievement in terms of my legacy. Think about that, bringing this franchise to these heights, and he's not really been involved the whole time, but this for him is big.
I think it's like the ones that are the hardest, or the ones you don't predict, like those are the ones that matter the most. So when you talk about him and his legacy and why he thinks that this one is so much more important, you heard him say it. I didn't even know if I would ever be back in the CEBL. This is a new opportunity, a new moment, and he's being asked to do a little bit more than he probably thought he was going to have to. And so this is a big one for him.
I think, with a guy like him, sometimes we underestimate how hard winning is. Winning's like trying to hold water, right? And getting back to the promised land, winning a championship. So for him, I can understand his sentiment. Didn't think he would be back in the CEBL. Didn't even think he would be back, with potential of winning a championship. But, for a career to win at any level, multiple times, it's incredible.
Well, this team has gone through some adversity, had travel issues. Last week, we're on the tarmac for 12 hours. They lose Teddy Allen, I'm sure. As he was watching, he was probably excited and trying to get back on defense with them. But now they are playing 2 more basketball games, and they get to see Brampton. It's going to be exciting, and we are going to have it for you right here on CBC. There is the schedule. Sean East and Flowers, they face off Hildebrandt and Moon. Game 1 goes on Wednesday, then Saturday, and potentially Sunday, if necessary, right here on CBC. Two great teams who have great years, and it's going to shape up to be a great final. And we'll be back here to call it for you. This has been an exciting one. We had some thrilling finish, some surprising runs, and some great plays by Canadians. Lots of dubs in the chat. Ooh, that finish, so nice. Even seeing it for the second time. Xavier Moon and the Sea Bears, East and the Badgers playing for the finals next. Thanks for watching.